What's going on, guys? Matt here from People Over Profits, and we have just finished day 2. So this is actually the first day taking calls. Yesterday was day 1, but we didn't have any calls booked. And so yeah, first official day taking calls, but second day of being on the challenge. And boy, was it a big one. It was a fun one. It was exciting, but I am absolutely exhausted. So last night, it's funny. So we were trying to sort out payment links last night to make sure it was all lined up. We knew how to process payments and things like that. And I was in Danny's room. He had his neon lights on, and it was like 8:30 at night. And I'm usually like asleep by 8:30. Like I'm a full-on granddad. So it's 8:30 at night, and I'm basically in my boxes, almost completely naked, trying to sort out this payment link. And Danny's like, "Oh, we should probably turn these lights off, otherwise you're not going to sleep." And I was like, "Oh, whatever. Like, as if it's not going to have that much impact." Finish it up, literally go straight to sleep, and I'm asleep by like 9 o'clock, and then I wake up at literally 11 o'clock, and I am just awake. You know when you just wake up at a random time and your body's awake, you know inside your heart that you're not going back to sleep, and I didn't sleep until 3:30, I reckon. So had to get up at 5 to basically take 9 calls I had today, 9 triage calls, setting them up. So I was like, oh, this is just going to be a brutal start to the day, start to the challenge even. And I was like, all right, I hope I'm going to be feeling good for these calls. But got up, cold shower. Side note on that, I used to hate doing cold showers. I could not sit in the shower cold for like 2 seconds. And now we started going to rigs a few weeks ago, which is like an ice bath. And since then, I do in the cold shower and it's like nothing to me. So it's crazy how the mind works like that. But anyway, here to talk about the sales calls and how those went. So first sales call at 6 a.m. and basically I'm back to back to back to back to back. We've got a Facebook Live in between, and it's also Thanksgiving. So I knew there was going to be a couple of no-shows, things like that. So first guy jumps on, his audio's not working. So I'm just like, oh, great start here. He needs to like download the new update to Zoom, and I was like, dude, we got to reschedule. So anyway, jump through the next call, really good call, really solid call. Really happy with how that went. And yeah, just good to be back in the seat, you know, like just talking to people, having real conversations again, and, you know, just connecting with them and seeing what they got going on as well. So set her, next 2 were no-shows as well, but it's funny. This is almost criminal to admit this, but I used to have an Android. I used to be an Android user, and then I finally made the switch to iPhone. And ultimately, when I was doing triages before, I couldn't really message anyone if they weren't in Australia because I didn't have iMessage or anything like that. So basically what I did was able to start iMessaging people and calling them. So I was actually able to get in touch with a lot of these people. So usually with no-shows, it's a bit of a mission to get them rebooked. We had 4 no-shows today, rebooked all of them, which is really, really good rate of rebooking. So managed to move those over. It's naturally gonna be like that on Thanksgiving. People try to take advantage of Black Friday offers, and then they just go, oh, I didn't actually realize I've got plans on already. So ended up taking 5 calls that showed up, and 4 calls set them onto a closed call with Danny. So they went really well. Really happy to get back in the seat, really enjoyed it, and really enjoyed just dealing with a different type of customer, different type of prospect, dealing with different types of problems, different types of solutions that we're presenting. This is all completely new to me. I have no idea what kind of response I'm gonna get. I'm speaking to people that are more in corporate now, more in 9-to-5s. They've kind of been in jobs for 10 years, where previous things I did were kind of people trying to start agencies. So they'd already made the jump, and they just need a little bit more help, you know, developing their agencies. So this is a completely different type of prospect. The language is a little bit different of what you're using as well. But to be honest, overall, they went really well. One guy was just not qualified at all. I grilled them down on it, and they just did not have the money. So usually what I like to do is, if they don't have the money, that's the only time I reveal the price. If I'm not going to set them, I'll push them away. So what I'll say is, hey, look, I think you're actually a really, really good fit for this offer. But ultimately, I don't want to put you in a financial bind or anything by setting you on a call and like putting you in a position where, you know, you're going to be in a bind basically. And quite often, people always resist what they're told, but they never doubt what they conclude themselves. So they push back and they go, no, I can afford it. And then you can kind of go, okay, cool. So just so you're aware, it's X amount of dollars. Are you sure this is like okay for you? And they're like, no, I got that in savings. And then bang, now you got a slam dunk because they've already told you that they've got the money. All it comes down to is making sure that they're tied down to the actual product that at the end of the day. And the way that we structure our triage calls, it's going to be a product issue, or like whether they think the thing can actually help them, or a finance issue, because I eliminate all the other objections on the triage call. So that's always a good one. This guy did not have the money, but that's good. Didn't need to waste each other's time, and I kind of ethically pushed him into another direction that would be beneficial as well. So that's another thing I like to do as well. Refer people away, you know. Don't just be like, oh, well, fuck, sorry, I can't help you. Just give them at least something to do. Like, you know, give them a path forward. That's why we're people over profits, because we want to help these people. Unfortunately, the situation and the call we're on right now is probably not the right vehicle to help you. However, if I know someone, or if I have something else that I can do to help you, of course I'm going to do that. That's just being a good person, right? So that was the one call I didn't set. But an 80% set rate is really, really solid for the first day. Danny's booked out flat tomorrow, so it's Saturday tomorrow. And we take calls for 3 hours. So I've got 10 calls. Danny's got 3 closed calls. Obviously they're a 45-minute call versus a 15, so it's a little bit different. And yeah, really excited. Really excited to sort of, well, that's the other thing. 32 triage calls we've got booked since the start of this thing. So yeah, no closed deals as of yet, but we're really, really feeling good about this, and it's just going to be a matter of getting reps in and just getting on the phone with people, and that's what it comes down to. So, you know, it's easy to go, oh, you know, we haven't made any sales, it's day 2, but, you know, we've only really had one, well, we made one offer to someone and it wasn't a fit. He said it was a no-go, and Danny had some things that it was like, yeah, I can probably improve on that. And then that's just learning. That's just learning, right? So far, so good. I'm feeling exhausted. I'm feeling very, very tired, but back at it again tomorrow. So I'm going to make sure that I don't go into Danny's office with bright blue lights after 7 p.m. tonight, because I've got to get another good night's sleep. Up at it again, 5 a.m., taking calls from 6, and let's get it. I'm excited. Hopefully in the next couple of days we'll have a sale. I'm pretty sure we will. But yeah, time will tell, and we'll be continuing to post, continue to let you know how it's going, and yeah, we feel good.